And the first one dimension is power distance. In this world, we know that the power is unequal. And then two parties also have front, which are the stronger one and the weaker one. So the less powerful member will accept the power distribution unequally from the more powerful member. So this dimension is stated that different culture encourage or maintain power and status differences between the party. So now let us to see the differences of the characteristic of the low power distance and the high power distance. For the low power distance, they always strive to equalize the distribution of the power. And then they also demand justification of inequality of the power. And in the culture of the low power distance, they minimize to develop the rules and custom. For the high power distance, they accept the inequality and the power differences. Then they also will develop rules, mechanisms, and rituals that serve to maintain and strengthen the status relationship among their members. And this also causes them to encourage the bureaucracy. Besides, they also high respect for the authority and the rank. For example, the China is a country that has the high power distance, whereas the Germany is a country that has the low power distance. When we are carrying out a program, we need to cooperate with a lot of people or different departments to make the program can be carried out smoothly and success. So, if the program is carried out by individual and it's hard to achieve the target and success. The following cultural dimension that we need to discuss is individualism and collectivism. In this dimension, it means that it's the relative importance of individual versus group interest. An individual will sacrifice personal goal for the sake of their own good. Firstly, individualism means that the preference loosely needs social framework. So they are more to take care of themselves and their family members, and they are focused on attaining the personal goals. Whereas the collectivism is preferring a highly knit framework, and is a greater degree of reliance on group work and have the high conformity in group, and is a greater important play on attaining the goals of the group. For example, United States is the country that apply the individual dimension, while India is the country that apply the collectivism dimension. Normally, father is working outside for earn the money, whereas the mother as a housewife to take care all the family members cooking and cleaning the house. But if today the roles of the father and mother is exchanged, what is your opinion? So, do you feel strange for this situation? And this cultural dimension is called masculinity and femininity. And this theory is about categorized by gender based on how they stress the balance between individual achievement and social nurturing. It also furthers or maintains differences between sexes its work-related values. In the dimension of the masculinity, there are stressed different expectations for men and women. For men are expected to be assertive, competitive, and focused on material success. So, for men, they are most likely to earn the money. But women are expected to be nurturing and focused on people and quality of life. So we can see that women is more like to nurture their children, or they are like as the housewife in the house. And this dimension shows that it's the greatest degree of sex differences in work-related values. In the second dimension, which is femininity, so in this dimension, the gender roles are more fluid, and both men and women are expected to be nurturing and focused on people and quality of life. And we can see that it's fewer degrees of sex differences in work-related values. So, in this dimension, is the balance between the role of the man and woman. In our life, we will have a lot of uncertainty. So, what is the meaning of uncertainty? and is a state where the outcomes and conditions are unknown or unpredictable. So, some people will feel comfortable with the uncertainty, but some people will not. And this cultural dimension is called uncertainty avoidance. When the society feels uncomfortable with the ambiguity or the uncertainty, so they will start to develop a way to solve this issue. Firstly, it can be divided as the high uncertainty avoidance. In here, they will set the rules or ritual to solve the challenges that met, and they are the rules oriented. And we can see that this type of the people are less likely to take the risk, rather to explore with the risk. Secondly, is the low uncertainty avoidance. In here, they will less concerned with set up the rules or the rituals, and they show the relaxed attitude towards the ambiguity or the uncertainty, and they are more likely to take the risk. For example, police. Police is a job that need to face with a lot of dangerous situations, and they're more likely to take this risk to finish their work. And this is a good example of uncertainty. Next, one way of looking at cultural attitudes to time is in terms of time orientation. And this means that a cultural or national preference towards past, present, or future thinking. This also can be stated that we maintain our own past while we are dealing with our present and future. And time orientation also can affect us to how to spend, value, and control our time. For example, a day has 24 hours, and different people will spend their time in different activities. Most people will spend their time in the working or studying, and some people will spend the time in relax or rush with the time. First one is long-term orientation. In this time orientation, the people will more focus on the future, so that they will delaying the short-term success or gratification by focus on the future success. And then they also emphasize persistence, perseverance, and long-term growth. For example, Japan is a country that have this kind of the dimension. They are always busy for their work, but we can see that they also have a good time management to achieve the success. Another one is short-term orientation. In this dimension, the people is more focused on the near future. They are involved to deliver the short-term success or gratification. So they are emphasize quick result and respect tradition. For example, India is a country that apply the short-term orientation.